You've got a choice to make next week. You could be given $10 million. How exciting. But for the rest of your life, a super intelligent snail will be slowly chasing you. This snail is immortal, it does not need to eat or sleep, and it will stop at absolutely nothing to track you down and be your friend. You get $10 million and a new friend. That's the deal. The snail has to be your friend, though. That's the rules. But the good news is that the snail's only earthly desire is to be your friend, and the only thing it needs is constant reassurance that it's doing a good job of being your friend. We wouldn't call that overbearing by any means. It's just the nature of the snail. And why would you not express your gratitude every single hour of every single day for the snail and the $10 million that came with it? Surely the excitement from such fortune could never fade so easily. You wouldn't be ungrateful for the snail. That's just not something that could reasonably happen. Look what it can do for you. And it's not in it for the money. Anyway, let us know your decision by next week. Next week, they're announcing the thing with a common male name that's going to be huge in 2025. But here at Next Week News, we can already tell you what it is. 2024 was a huge year for Stanley and Josh. Let's take a look at who's next. Connor! Let's go. That is huge. And we should say that was the favorite leading up to this announcement. Now, we don't actually know what new thing is going to have the brand name Connor just yet, but here are some possible candidates. It could be a new brand of sunglasses specifically designed to be worn indoors. Feeling dangerous in these Connors would be the catchphrase for that one. Or it could be a new brand of construction equipment, and we'd start calling every piece of heavy machinery Connor. That would just be what they're all named from here on out. Do we have another double? We're also getting Eric? I guess it's confirmed. We're getting another double in 2025. Wow! Back-to-back years. Wow! That is unheard of. There's a controversial new fishing update next week. Based on a technicality, you can now say that you're fishing pretty much whenever and wherever, as long as in that moment you are genuinely hoping that you catch a fish. For example, I'm fishing right now. That was nice. We've got a tip that may come in handy for you next week. Attention is everything in today's world, and if you can't grab attention, then you'll have a tough time communicating anything. Let's just show you some examples that may be useful for you. What comes to mind when you see this? As a viewer, I'm thinking, that's a lot of words, I'm not reading all that. It's trying to tell me exactly what to think, and I have to get through all of that useless information before I get to the good part at the end, if I even make it there. Now, let's take a look at another example. What are we thinking here? The viewer can take one quick look at this and think, that's gotta be Toby, and wow, Toby looks lost, out of his element, shy, overwhelmed, anarchist, and terrified. You can communicate all of that and lead the viewer through this compelling narrative with just one word and one quick glance. And best of all, you can see the 5 Benjamins visibly on him. That's what we call a little bit of creative license there, but it's basically true. There's a new Premier League team called Provolone. This is not something that the Europeans find funny. That's just a normal thing to name a team if you're European. It's based in a country that we all forgot exists called Garlia, located somewhere in this region. This is actually where authentic garlic comes from. The garlic onion. If your garlic is not from Garlia, then you can't actually call it that. It's just a regular, weird onion. Here at Next Week News, we're tired of pretending that the little dehydrated marshmallows in the packets of hot chocolate are gonna magically rehydrate in there, instead of becoming formless blobs. That just doesn't happen, and that's fine, but let's call it what it is. Hot chocolate with goop.